Good morning. Welcome back to Coffee with Caff. Today I'm Alex Cafferty, your host. Today we'll be discussing marijuana in sports. Should it or should it not be allowed, and how it affects athletes. With me, I have Jenna Swope and Frederick. Brad, why don't you get us started?
I think cannabis should be allowed in professional sports. It's been proven over and over again that it is a non-performance drug, while it still just has amazing benefits with recovery. I think that, it's been proven time and time again that this drug is a really good healing benefit and an alternative to other controlled painkillers.
So, pulling from some statistics, because I don't think that marijuana should be in sports, the National Library of Medicine observed athletes that used marijuana, and 25% had dizziness, sedation, euphoric feelings, lack of concentration, and I don't think our athletes need that.
I think it goes back to, I think athletes should have the choice. If some athletes don't want to use it, they shouldn't, if they don't want to use it, they don't need to use it. But if athletes want to use it, for example, Josh Gordon, 2013, played 14 games in the NFL, led the NFL with in receiving yards. And the only reason that his career was cut short is because of his issue with marijuana. And yes, he did have an issue with marijuana, but at the same time, if that was legalized and allowed in the NFL, he would still be playing.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you think about the legality of marijuana, like in legal states versus non-legal states, or medical states and recreational states, all that type of stuff? Do you think it's fair for someone in, say, Colorado to use it recreational against someone in Missouri for medical, or Kansas with no legal? Like, how does that work out? How do you play that?
Yeah, so I think that there's still there's a lot of change that needs to be made and reforms before it can be introduced into sports. But you look, it's legal or medically legal in 37 states. And it's also recreational legal in many other states. For those 13 states that it's not legal, again, this is something that is an alternative to other painkillers and other pills that athletes have gotten addicted to many times and cannot get off and have to go to recovery for. While you look at marijuana as something that is just an alternative, and it's a plant that can heal someone. So I think that there needs to be a change, but at the same time, I do understand that there is a difference and there still needs to be some reforms in states.
Do you think that if it becomes allowed, or for your argument that it should be allowed, do you think there needs to be a dose, like maximum, that they can take?
Well, that's something that's already, that's a personal thing. I think that that's already something that's, and you look at medical, or you look even just recreational dispensaries, you can only get a certain amount within a certain time period. I think that there should be some reforms on that, but at the same time, I think that it's a personal thing that each individual athlete should decide.
If you think that players in the recreational or medical states can use it, if a player in a non-legalized state, one of those 13 states you mentioned, were to use it, what do you think? Do you think they should be punished, or what do you think their punishment should be along those lines?
Well, I think rules are rules, but you look at multiple athletes. Amon Shumpert, for example, got arrested in the Dallas airport for having 2 ounces of marijuana on him. These athletes kind of do what they want anyways, but I think that, I think there should be benefits for breaking, or not benefits, issues for breaking rules, and they should be punished, but at the same time, these athletes kind of do what they want anyways.
All right, thank you. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you to Jenna Swope and Frederick. Thank you for joining in Coffee with Caff. I'm your host, Alex Cafferty.